Hello everyone, welcome back to Satoshi Snack. My name is Marco from Mind the Chart, and I'm here today with another video about Bitcoin and altcoins. So let's start with the 4-hour time frames here. What I'm watching right now is this bounce taking place, and we found kind of a bottom yesterday, like at 45,900 ish, and we didn't broke the previous lows that we had here, this triple bottom that we had. We didn't broke that. We found support, and now we are bouncing toward the 12 EMA. The fact is, bulls now found enough space, created enough space now to create another 4-hour higher low and then continuation. So this is going in conjunction with the S&P 500 bounce now on the index. Still, we are in a 4-hour equilibrium here, but if we break here, if we break in higher high, we actually have continuation on the S&P 500, which we will know in 30 minutes when the ETF will open. And if we have enough space and continuation in the S&P 500, and if the dollar breaks actually bearish or start to trending downward, maybe we will have more continuation on Bitcoin as well. So this is something that I am keeping an eye on. Another thing I want to talk about today is the monthly time frame, because a lot of people now are talking about bearish trends, something like that. As I said yesterday, I'm not considering a bearish trend as long as we're in an uptrend on the monthly time frame, and we are still in the pattern, this pattern of higher lows every this pattern of higher lows and higher highs. So I'm not considering this one a downtrend as long as we stay in this path. So if we are going to lose this daily, this monthly uptrend with a lower low here, that's the point where I'm starting to consider a bear market, but not yet. So there are two scenarios here that we can consider. An inside bar right now, which is the most likely scenario for the next month. We have one day to go to finish this month, and if we are going after this inside bar, we're going, I don't know, February for a lower high compared to this one, and then we are going to break in lower low. This is a higher low, lower high, and lower low. So we're going to lose the monthly time frame, and this is going to cause a bear market. This is going to trigger the bear market. Another way to get to the bear market will be if we open with an inside bar and then we break the low of $30,000. That is going to trigger another bear market. Those are the two scenarios that I'm counting for the bear market. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's really hard, especially the second one. The first one, it might happen, but the second one, straight to the lower low here, I don't think it's going to happen. That will require a lot of bearish volume. But if we're staying in this pattern of higher lows, still we are in a monthly uptrend. So I'm not worried about the monthlies still. I want to see more bearish volume to call this one a bearish trend. And I want to see lower high, lower low, which we are not having so far. So let's go back to the weekly time frame, which is important, because yesterday I told you that another shoulder, it might be taking form here, taking place. If Bitcoin cannot manage to break 52,600-ish, so this level here, if we don't break upward here, the risk of the other shoulder is still high. So we need to do that in order to negate the other shoulder on the weekly. Also, if we take the Fibonacci level here, you're going to take this one from the swing high to the swing low, we're still below the 0.38 Fibonacci, which is a potential bear flag on the weekly. So bear flag, head and shoulder, call it whatever you want, still is a bearish pattern if we don't break 0.38. So bulls needs to break this level, 53,000. That's so important, because if we are breaking bearish here and we're gonna lose this level, as I told you before, is gonna be a bad scenario for the monthly time frame. So that's what I'm watching right now. Another thing important is this pattern that we had before. If I'm going to take this tool here, the bars pattern, I'm going to take this one to this one, I'm gonna clone this one. You will see on the daily time frame. Sorry, I'm gonna make it once again. I made it on the weekly, but it was wrong. So I'm gonna take this one to this one. I'm gonna clone this one. You see, we have almost the same pattern. And if I'm gonna plot this one below, we will see something interesting. Falling wedge that we broke bullish, same as here, falling wedge that we broke bullish. No continuation, so we got rejected from the 50 EMA. We got rejected from the 50 EMA as well. And then retest of the falling wedge, retest of the falling wedge. And then here we went from this level to lower low. So we broke the previous level here. And that's something possible that we can make here. And then what happened here, we created a kind of a huge falling wedge following that one, and then we broke bullish. So what we are seeing here is the similar pattern. It's not the same. It cannot be the same, you know, but history can tell us something about the future. So it's not the pattern, it's the psychology behind the pattern, you know. It's the same psychology that we having here, we are printing here. It's a fractal one. So what we want to see here is the same kind of action. Even if we're going sideways for a while, then we want to see this kind of a falling wedge breaking bullish and set the 2 weeks higher low. Why the 2 weeks higher low? Because on the other hand, another thing important that I wanted to tell you is the 2-day time frame. 2 days time frame is something that I'm watching for the bulls, because this morning in the other channel I talk about how this equilibrium, the 2 days time frame, was the only thing that can keep the bulls you know, far away from breaking bearish. What we're having here is a high, low, lower high, higher low, double top here, which keep the pattern on the equilibrium, rejected from the 26, and then we went for a higher low. So this is a pattern of 2 days equilibrium. So the bulls managed to keep this level, not breaking the equilibrium bearish. So what we want to do is shrink a little bit and then break bullish. This is the only thing that bulls can manage to do in order to keep back in track. Once we break this equilibrium bullish, what we want to see is on the 2 weeks time frame confirming this higher low, you see, compared to this one. So we can go finally for a lower high compared to this one, cross the 0.38 Fibonacci, go for 0.50, 0.61, and save the bulls from the weekly bear flag. So that's what I want to see, right? So that's enough for Bitcoin. So if we're going on the 100 BTC dominance, which is the Bitcoin dominance upside down, every time I tell you so, hope you know right now. So we are still in a bullish pattern here. That means that altcoins are still strong, and the cryptosphere is not that weak, because if we see the cryptosphere weak, we want to see Bitcoin breaking bearish and the altcoin dominance breaking bearish, but we're not seeing this one. We're seeing Bitcoin's weak, of course, but the altcoin's dominance is still strong. That means that behind the scene, altcoins are still fighting for the dominance. So that's a bullish signal to me overall. All right, that means that we're going to change something in 2022. You know, DeFi 2.0. Metaverse, NFTs, everything in conjunction will change how we see cryptocurrency against how we were seeing cryptocurrency 2 years ago. So it's totally different, And so about that, we're seeing Ethereum on the 2 weeks time frame still looking for an higher low compared to the last one, and Ethereum is keeping and holding better than Bitcoin because it's up above the 12 EMA on the weekly and up above the 200 EMA on the daily, which Bitcoin is not. So Ethereum is positioned better. Then we have ADA, which is still weak after all, and we want to see the weekly time frame changing here. So that's really important, right? But ADA, as long as we don't have something more concrete on this smart contract platform, we don't have some good launch on something concrete, we won't see, ADA skyrocketing. It's going to be hard because there are a lot of competitors. They are doing a lot of, they are delivering something. ADA is still not, you know. Luna, in the other end, is strong, you know. Astroport, we had the lock drop here, then actually we correct a little bit, but still overall is a bullish pattern on the weekly. So everything we are fine over 40 is going to be an higher low. So that's something to keep an eye on the next retracement. Crypto.com, ever since launched Kronos chain, has went skyrocketing and then equilibrium on the weekly, and now is consolidating. You know, we have tectonic, something is moving on the Kronos chain. Kronos chain is something that is, grabbing interest from everyone. So that's why Kronos chain and Crypto.com is going great. A lot of marketing, you know. Matic has a lot of partnership lately, a lot of investors, you know. The active address is increasing and Matic is fighting for the all-time high. So keep an eye on Matic even in the next year, because it's something good. Even though people are saying, you know, Matic is not that decentralized, but it's useful. So that's cool. Solana still is fighting for the weekly higher low, you know. Some people are skeptical on Solana for the same reason. It's not decentralized, you know, has some problem with, you know, everything, but after all, Solana is doing great on the year. So keep an eye on Solana on the 2 weeks time frame for another higher low. Algorand is, you know, AlgoFi news tonight. So it had some sprint here and it's trying to change the daily trend. So keep an eye on Algorand as well. AGLD, same. It had Meyer Exchange here and then dropped and now is making an equilibrium. So we want to see, this is the 4th time that we are making support on AGLD on the 200 DMA. We want to see this support make actually base here, find the bottom, and then start to change the daily trend. And that's it. Then we have Cadena is doing good with the proof of work, but you know, it added some wrapped Cadena to allow people to farm. And then it's starting with the NFTs and start something like that. Then we had, you know, Phantom is doing great. A lot of news, and, you know, Avalanche as well is doing great, pretty much. So, you know, layer ones and blue chips, they are going great. So keep an eye on the market now. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, you know, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I will try to deliver as better as I can. I'm not guaranteeing a video a day, but I would try to do so. Thank you so much and see you next week.